Well, welcome viewers, Rev Dr. J.W. Morrison, Theologist, New South Wales, Australia. This is the last talk in my emotional covert incest or covert emotional incest series, Fundamentals. And it's come to a real devastating point. And this is something that a lot of people need to realize. You cannot idolize your children. You should love them. You should care for them. You should parent them in a way in which they can move on and succeed in the world. But too many parents today are idolizing their children. And it's costing these children their futures. Here in Exodus, we see that the final plague relative to the stubbornness and the relentlessness of Pharaoh not to resolve the problems that were going on between himself and Moses and Aaron in letting the people go, he would not let resolve take place. And viewers, this is what happens in covert emotional incest. There is no resolve. There's absolutely no resolve. I've seen it. I have lived it. I have experienced it. And I know. It doesn't mean the people that are doing it don't love you. It doesn't mean the people that are doing it don't care for you. By all intended purposes, they do. But covert emotional incest, viewers, takes out everyone and everything in its path. It just does. That's how it works. Remember, these instructions are permanent. That was the hyssop on the doorposts and everything, which was a symbolic foreshadow of Jesus dying on the cross, viewers, the good Lord. Without Christ, nobody's safe, really, in this world today. It's too heavy, it's too fickle, there's too many options, there's too many things people are doing to ruin the things that matter. Okay? Because it says, then take a bundle of hyssop branches and dip it into the blood. Brush the hyssop across the tops and sides of the door frames of your houses, and no one may go out through the door until morning, for the Lord will pass through the land and strike down the Egyptians. But when he sees the blood on the top and sides of the door frame, the Lord will pass over your home. He will not permit his death angel to enter your house and strike you down. Remember, these instructions are a permanent law that you and your descendants must observe forever, which is symbolic of Christ crucified and his finished work. When you enter the land the Lord has promised to give you, you will continue to observe this ceremony. Then your children will ask, what does this ceremony mean? And you will reply, it is the Passover sacrifice to the Lord, for he has passed over the houses of the Israelites in Egypt. And though he struck the Egyptians, he spared our families. When Moses had finished speaking, all the people bowed down to the ground and worshipped. So the people of Israel did just as the Lord had commanded through Moses and Aaron. They found resolve. And that night at midnight, the Lord struck down all the firstborn sons in the land of Egypt, This is a physical demonstration of what psychologically happens internally on people that don't want to resolve. You're harming your children. Doesn't matter what age they are. Covert emotional incest, spare your children. If you don't want to spare yourself, spare your children. Find a partner and have a normal relationship. Keep your children out of it. From the firstborn son of Pharaoh, who sat on his throne, to the firstborn son of the prisoner in the dungeon. Even the firstborn of their livestock were killed. Pharaoh and all his officials and all the people of Egypt woke up during the night, and loud wailing was heard throughout the land of Egypt. There was not a single house where someone had not died. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers, covert emotional incest leaves no prisoners. It has no mercy on those who are in it, those who are subject to it, those who know what they're doing with it. I've never seen a positive outcome for any of these people. I've never seen anything good happen because of covert emotional incest. These mothers are destroying their sons. I don't care what they say, how they want to look at it, how they feel about it. They are destroying their sons. They are destroying their children, and they are destroying themselves. That's what covert emotional incest does. These messages have been put on YouTube to bring to light the reality of and harm and consequences of covert emotional incest. That's been my only purpose. I've seen good people, good loving people, suffer because of this, unbeknownst to themselves, the ones doing it, and unbeknownst to the people that are in it. Covert emotional incest leaves no prisoners, has no mercy on anyone. It is deadly, dangerous, merciless, demoralizing, selfish, destructive, and brings people to an early death. My advice is, turn to the Lord. Honestly, turn to the Lord's ways. Come to your senses. Find your way out. Father, I pray right now for all the viewers that have gotten this far in this video, in this series. I ask you, Lord, to bless them, to help them, and to release them from covert emotional incest. Release them from covert emotional incest. Enmeshment, parentification. My God. Help the parents that have watched this series realize that they need to set boundaries up between their personal life and their children, to come out of the extra maternal affair that they're having with their children. Teach these children how to live a decent adult life with boundaries for their children and themselves. Father, I encourage these children to be good children and to be good parents, to be great parents, but to live within the boundaries that are necessary for them to succeed in the life that is ahead of them. Don't let it get to the stage where it's too late and everybody's maimed, harmed and hurt. This is Rev Dr. J.W. Morrison, Theologist, New South Wales, Australia. Bye for now.